God, you're not confused because you're crowded. And a crowded womb cannot deliver.
You have homework? Huh?
So I want you to open your calendar right
And I don't
now.
want you to fail.
And I want you to count the open loops. All right? Count the open loops. Can you hear me? Okay. This should be good. Okay, great.
Mommy.
This should be good.
Got my phone.
So I should be. Oh, I see. Okay. So I had to start over. Sorry. All right. All right, cool. So open your calendar right now and count the open loops. That number is your confusion score. So if you count it 5 throughout the day, that's your confusion score. So we tell ourselves a story like, I need more clarity or something because you feel like you're confused. But I have to tell you, but that's not the truth because you don't need another strategy. You need the space to execute one, right? You're not confused about your next move. You are trying to make all the moves at once. All right, so I want you to type crowd in the chat if your brain feels full before your feet hit the floor. Because I want to see who I am talking to. I want to see who I'm talking to. Let me know, let me know, let me know, let me know now. Let me know now. Let me know now. Who am I? Who I'm talking to? I've got a few things for you today. And I won't be before you long because I want to make sure that we get through this quickly, right? Um, I want to make sure that we get through this quickly. Today is, okay. Well, that is interesting. All right. Sorry, I'm in the middle of closing a deal, but I wanted to make sure that I got on here to let you know that you're doing too much. You are doing too much. Come on, sing it with me. Doing too much. Said you doing too much. Yeah, you doing too much. I wanted to let you know, woman up, God, you doing too much. So I'm gonna get into some buckets. I want you to remember the personality types. And so when I edit, I'll make sure to put the video here because I want you to go back and look at the personality type that I set up for you guys. Like I was a promoter, right? So I was an overcommitter. Some of you are analyzers, you love numbers, you love to go down the rabbit hole, right? And then some of you are nurturers. And so you have to feel safe before you do anything. So you really do need a mindset renewal here because there is a way to do things to carry your capacity depending on your personality type because everybody's going to carry differently depending on how they respond to people, places, and things. And so I want you to look at your calendar, and if you have a lot of gaps in your calendar, I want you to type crowded. I want you to type crowded, especially if your brain feels full before you hit the floor, because this is going to be a thing that you need actual space. And I know you're confused because you're thinking, oh, I have my calendar, type A personality over here, but you don't have space to execute. You just have your to-do list. You might even be one who loves your what do you call those post-it notes. I know I have a friend who organizes by colorful post-its, right? It's amazing. I love it. It's super cute too. But I be like, Fred, when do you actually execute, right? And then pull it off. When your calendar is full, your prices go low. It's not that you lack ideas, you just don't have a filter because you first need to execute one. All right. So when you look at your prices and you look at your calendar, is there a connection? You have a full calendar, but not a full bank account according to what you deem is full. When you look at your calendar, do you say, how can I do all of it? Or are you people pleasing where you just put it in because you committed your yes to someone? So you're just like, I'm just going to do it because you want to show up in a certain way. You might be a high achieving woman, right? You're very high performing. And so most likely you're credentialed, you have certificates, degrees, you have all the titles in different areas of life. And your yes proves your worthiness, or you're like, if I say yes, I know that, but actually it's become expensive. And so you have your business or multiple businesses. Most of 99% of people have multiple businesses. If you have one, you have another. Some of them don't even have LLCs and 501c3. Some of you just have multiple side hustles that you deem okay to make money from. And I want you to know that whatever it is that you're doing, that it is like birthing in your business. When you come up with an idea, this just happened to me earlier today. Like, oh, that's a great idea. But that's also not just an idea, it's actually a business idea. So it's not just like, if I execute on that, that's going to take actual time away from what I'm already doing. So if I wanted to execute on this business idea, actually, I would need help. I need to make sure I have at least 3 or 4 people in place to go ahead and open up a whole new business. And so we got to be mindful of our capacity. And so you got to know that filter. You got to know that even in your calendar, if you're like, okay, I need to put these things in, have you put rest in? Have you put rest in there? Because if you look at my calendar, I can show you I got rest starting on Friday at 4. Uh-huh. And this time I'm gonna get maybe about 48 hours this time. And so, and next month I have it scheduled for about 24 to 30 hours of rest. And so rest is not a reward. I have to put that in my calendar. If I don't, I actually bog myself down and I overcommit and then I go crazy. There is this terminology. If you're a millennial or younger, you might find yourself saying crash out. And that's something that is almost inevitable when you don't intentionally put rest on the calendar. And it might not even be, it might be unintentional because you might just say, I just want a day to woosah. I just want a day to just exist and not be responsible for anything. But if you were not intentional about it, if you didn't tell someone else that's having accountability, you did not go, hey, I need to make sure that I do. Somebody's like, hey, can you go do? I can't. I got my rest day. Sorry. If you're not saying no, and you're saying yes, everything is going to be expensive, and not just expensive financially, but expensive, um, expensive emotionally, mentally, It's just going to tax other areas of life, right? And so I remember when I was talking about the other personality types, if you're a promoter like me, um, you find that you overcommit and it feels like momentum because you're like, well, if that doesn't go all the way through, then you also have this. So you're overcommit. I'm guilty as charged. It will happen. I will overcommit if I'm not rested. I'm telling you what, it's how my brain is wired, which is why we have to renew our minds. Come on, y'all, every day. I think overcommitting feels like momentum. So I'm charged up, but it's not, it's actually leakage. And so overcommitting doesn't do anything for me. It definitely doesn't give God the glory. You're an analyzer, which I have a little bit of analyzer in me because I like hard numbers. I like facts. I like to put things together. But analyzers, research. So if you have an offer, you're like, oh, I need to really dig deep. I mean, I need to do with a fine tooth comb and make sure that my offer is perfect. You're gonna make sure that your offer is perfect, but then you're gonna come up with multi pipeline conversations for people to actually get what they're looking for. When all you need is one, you need that one offer to go through that one pipeline, to go through the conversation, to go from hi, nice to meet you to transaction. And if you're a nurturer, you actually feel safe over serving. I actually want to guarantee that if you fall in the nurture category, I actually want to guarantee that you feel safe over serving. I'm telling you, this is 99% of the clients that I have. And I have only been doing this not even a full 2 years. It has been, I've had more nurturers. I'm a promoter, but I've had more nurturers as clients because they feel safe overcharging. But I'm going to tell you one thing. What I have told them is you need boundaries. You need boundaries to, you need to draw the line. Where's my pen? Here's a pencil. Draw the line and stand right there. You don't need to go anywhere. You gave. Pick up that pencil and draw the line. This is where it stops. So you will go up into the line, and then maybe that's your time for rest. That is what needs to happen. Safe charging needs boundaries. If you don't feel safe charging a certain amount, you don't need to give more. You don't need to be like, well, I just need to give them a few more things. Let me see. That I mean, you literally have a laundry list of things, and I am mad at you for real. Like that's actually honorable, right? To a certain degree, until you draw the line. And here's where we're going to get tangible because I really want you to understand your buckets of overflow. You have your revenue, you have your pipeline, and you have your rest. So, what do these buckets actually look like? And so, every Friday, I want you to think about, or whatever day you choose. It could be a weekend day, whatever that day looks like for you. Sometimes it could be Monday for those who are in the beauty industry, right? If you have your Monday off, use that day as your reset day and go through your buckets. I want you to look at your revenue. What offer are you actually selling this week? Not just posting about it, but selling. And I want you to name it. So if you're like, okay, I have this digital product that I am selling, then that's what it is. If it's something else, maybe just growing your email list. What is that thing, right? Um, Name it and sell it. Watch it. Pipeline. You're watching your pipeline, right? How many conversations are you moving toward that sale? how many you got to know these numbers. So if you put your product out there, you're like, oh, I got this $19 offer, and you are talking to many different people. If you go through the numbers, you got 10 people that you're talking to, you're going to get one. That's just numbers, right? Same for like events. So the more the merrier. You have to get the word out, especially if people don't know you. People don't know you. You really got to get the word out. I mean, you need a megaphone. Okay, I need you to be like, hello, Renee. I need you to be on repeat. I know people hate it. They're like, I keep saying the same message over and over. I need you to be on repeat. Okay. I need you to um to repeat that message over and over again to the life. Why she keep talking about that? Now, when somebody says that, you've done exactly what you needed to do. Why you keep talking about the same thing? That's what you're looking for. You're looking for that. You needed to say, she keep talking about the same thing. That's right. That means you hear me now. Thank you. Okay, that was bucket number 2, pipeline. You need to watch your conversations. Are they moving toward the sale? And you don't want long drawn out conversations, honestly. You don't want it to be um, long drawn out, like where the back and forth needs to be solid at a, if you know the person, it could be a solid 6 times, right? 6, maybe more, depending on who the person is. If it's just someone you know, someone in your network, you don't have to talk to them every day, but you've reached out because you're like, hey, you got to the point. This is what it is. Don't be around the bush. You're like, hey, I need this. I need what you have. Or if they're coming to you, like whatever the case, however you start that conversation, I want you to be upfront and personal in the very beginning, in the first message, right? So you only need to go back and forth 5 times, honestly. Um, and yeah, so no long drawn out conversations, just get to the point. Is it a sale or not? But if you're just doing content just to get conversations, that's just performance and there's no profit there, you really got to look at your capacity. What are we doing? Then bucket number 3 is going to be rest. I talk about rest all the time. Rest is your financial strategy. Is it on your calendar? Is there, I'm not just talking about leftover time, but is that something that you schedule, that you're disciplined about? Um, do you exercise that rest muscle, right? Well, you don't review, you repeat. So we don't want you paying for, because you will pay. Your body will pay, right? You might even pay financially. You're going to pay for the broken system that you have. When you have a broken system, that's what's going to happen. Okay, so are you trying to do too much? Say yes. This is what I tell my students. Say yes, I am, Miss Conway. So you're gonna say, yes, I am, Coach Elsie. Trying to do too much. Thank you for acknowledging that. Oh, no worries. I have more for you. So I'm just here to help you reset. I'm just here to give you permission to pause, rest, and get paid. That's nice, wasn't it? Pause, rest, get paid. Something like that. And so I want to give you permission, and I don't want you to be guilty about it because it can sting a little. The thing is, I was like you way back when. And so I know what denial feels like. I know that I didn't want to be honest with myself because I felt like I had it all together. I was like, no. I'm this credentialed woman and I know what I'm doing. And I only talk to these type of people. Yeah, I know that's right. Uh-huh. That was you. And I know that denial is real, but denial comes with guilt, and you don't need to feel guilty. And I know it doesn't really help to say it, but I want you to know that I just, right now, I just want you to tap subscribe because what you need to do is just keep listening to the message. You're in the right room, all right? If you tap subscribe to on YouTube or hit follow if you are on Facebook or Instagram, I want you to know that you're in the right room because we're going to birth these businesses without burnout, one business at a time. All right, so let's go deeper into why you may overcommit or overserve or overanalyze. Let's go a little bit deeper because this is really hitting a worthiness root that um, we're not tapping into because it's not about time management. This is really about your own value. And so when it comes to why women in ministry may overcharge, um, just as an example, because it's not just women in ministry, but just as an example, if you are one, you're overcarrying because you have a lot that you are carrying. So you carry the church, you carry your own clients, you carry your family, you haven't even thought about yourself. And so you discount your price to make things easier because you're just like, here, just give. So you're just giving, like, I just give you what you can afford. What can you give? You're almost desperate. Let's just take a deep breath and pause. These are de escalating strategies that I had to get credit hours for. So, what I am doing actually works to help those who are in a hyper state to kind of calm down. And so, you may not be in a physical hyper state as far as you feel like you are angry or really like excited and out there. But the results of your life is what that looks like. It's the balloon. When you're carrying and you have a lot that you're carrying, but it's too much, you overcommit or overanalyze or overserve, you're pouring from an empty cup. And so this is where the discounted price comes from. This is where you do more applause chasing because you feel like, okay, well, maybe they should just. You're just really looking for a validation somewhere for someone to go, oh, that is so nice. I'm so glad. What did that do for you? Did that help you? Did that make you feel good about what you were doing? And so I want you to reframe your thinking and go back to the actual business because we are in the birthing process. It is, excuse me, a birthing process. If you think about it, once you come up with that first idea, that's the seed of, oh wow, now it's getting ready to grow. You know, all these resources, oh wow, wow, wow. You got people who might be able to help. Wow, wow, wow. It's a birthing process. That's what your business is. So you have all this potential, but no due date, right? And so, is that a God idea for right now? Is that something that you need to do in this moment? Because it's something to consider and something to think about. Drop one thing right now in the chat that you are carrying that's not yours. I want you to think about something where you just like, I know, maybe you just came up with a super bomb idea, but then you're like, there's actually a lot that needs to go into that. But I'm currently actually executing on this. That doesn't mean don't write it down. That doesn't mean don't get to it. That means write it down, write out all the things, come back to it. Because we can't carry that into tomorrow. We can't carry that into next week just yet. Because we need to first follow the leading of the Lord. Okay, what's the Lord saying? Because you need to be executing on that one thing that you were already doing. I know this takes place because it happened with me. Just earlier today, I had another. It actually was just a small idea because of something that I already created. I created this skincare app, and then it was like I was talking to someone. I was like, "Oh my gosh!" In all of these, I mean, it was just flashing across. And then my brain was on fire with all of the ideas of how to make this better. But that is actually going to be a brand new business idea, all of it. And so, if I was to execute on that, I think I would need one, two, three, four people to actually help that business unfold. Because if I did it on myself, that would take away a lot of time and money that I'm doing right now, executing on what I'm already executing on, carrying out my coaching business to do this SAS software. It sounds nice because, oh, then I'd be titled this over here. I'd be credentialed. I'd get a certificate doing something. But what? Why? Why would I do that right now? Is that the thing that the Lord told me to execute on right now? No. And so there's nothing wrong with having the idea. But guess what? I got to say no right now. So I wrote out things and then, excuse me, I need some water. I wrote out all the things and then I, so I can come back to it. This is sparkling water this time. It goes down really sparkly. Okay. So I want to give you an exit plan and give you an acronym called PRUNE. So in this acronym, I want you to write out this exit plan on how to exit the overwhelm. If you are one who can feel confused, but you're really not, this is how you can prune out the confusion, right? So P, the P is for pause. So I want you to pause 24 hours before you say yes. I don't want any instant yeses, and I want you to pause. The R is for rank. Rank by revenue and rest. Because when I wrote out my business idea for my skincare app, I was like, okay, how much is it going to cost to carry this out? How much money will I make from it? Even if I did it myself, how much rest am I getting in between time? If I do it all myself, if I hire others, then what does that look like? Am I getting rest and I'm able to pay a team? If it doesn't fund the mission, the thing is that's not my current assignment. And so I really won't be fueled by it because it's not what I need to be doing right now. I need to actually filter that, pause it. Any ideas I get, I go ahead and write it in to that to that section, right? And then the U is for unassigned. So unassign one thing today. If you did have a lot, just delete. Just delete. So you want to make room for your delivery because you can't do it all, right?